Hi, welcome to the Living in Partnership with Spirit show. I'm Ingrid Turner, your host. Thrilled as always to be here today. So during these shows, what I get to do is share the spiritual energies forecast for the week, and then I discuss, dissect, and elaborate on divine messages I've received from Spirit. So I have special shows once a month featuring panels with expert guests on in-depth topics. And this month, February on the 28th, so the last Tuesday of the month, the special show is a Reader's Circle. Mark your calendar for the 28th of this month so that you can call in and get insight from a selection of some of the most gifted readers in my circle. It's going to be a really cool show, so don't miss it. So one thing I always want to make really clear during these shows every time is there's really no special reason that I receive the messages I share with you, except that I'm really open to it and I'm fiercely committed to living that enlightenment lifestyle. So this doesn't make me better or worse than anyone else. It just makes me open to it. I'm open to it and I love it, which means that you get to be open to it too if you fall in love with this. You don't need me or anybody else to be the go-between to access messages from Spirit. That being said, sometimes it's a lot easier. To have a go-between when our mind gets in the way and what have you. So there's room for both. There's room for all of us. So if you're calling in today, I want to let you know that I will be taking your calls a bit later. I have a special topic, and I will take calls on the topic itself just after I get the spiritual energies forecast done. So just stay on, and I will bring you on to answer your question about the topic. So thank you so much for listening in today. I'm just so profoundly grateful to find myself in this position where I get to receive with such clarity and then share these experiences and these messages with you. So thank you for being present with me. Thank you for allowing me to share Spirit's wisdom and advice with you. So you just got one job today, just one. Take what you hear, hold on to what resonates with you, and let the rest go. Anything that I say, if it doesn't resonate, let it go. It's not for you. That's okay. I don't prescribe a dogma for you. I share what I get, and I share it in the clearest way I can. If you're listening to the show today, the message is for you. Okay, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you can book time with me on my website at www.ingridhturner.com. I offer a whole bunch of different ways to access Spirit individually for you because I want to fit into as many needs and budgets as I possibly can. So check it out. My services start at $25. That's ingridhturner.com, ingridhturner.com. You can also connect with me through my Facebook group, Living in Partnership with Spirit. That's the same name as this show, so just plug that into Facebook search and it'll pop right up for you. Okay, so let me start with my definition of living in partnership with Spirit so you can have a good idea of, as good an idea as possible what this show is all about. So for me, living in partnership with Spirit, it means to commune with the divine, live from that place of feeling and intuition, and live with less anxiety, more certainty. Ultimately, I would define living in partnership with Spirit as living your highest purpose in this body on this planet. So what this show does is explore different themes, topics, and paths to living in partnership with Spirit and diving into the many ways by which human beings communicate, experience, and work with Spirit in your daily lives. Okay, so that being said, let me dive into the spiritual energies forecast for the week, starting with today. What's going on today? So today is a great day for your relationships and your partnerships. It's just a good day to connect with other people, especially in a one-on-one setting. Come from that heart-centered space and open yourself up to that connection, communication, and just kind of a fun, lingering energy with that special person in your life. Whether if you're in a relationship, in a romantic relationship, it's a great day for that. Or if you're not in a romantic relationship, any relationship, any partnership it's a good day to foster that today. All right, so tomorrow, Wednesday the 8th, the energy is about, it's a really good day to start asking for what you need. But here's the thing, there's a balance to this, okay? Ask for what you need. This is going to be important in the days coming up. But make sure that if somebody asks you for what they need from you, do everything you can to provide that for them. We're going to be noticing and running up against our needs, what we need, and how we need it, and how we need it to show up. Be brave enough to ask for it, and be brave enough to give it too when it is asked of you. It's an important balance day, but this is important leading up to Thursday and Friday. So Thursday and Friday are cementing days. Thursday in particular is a day for you to really take notice of your wins, what you've accomplished so far. Yeah, you've got a lot to go. There's a lot more you want to do in your life, in your career, in your family, whatever it is that's really forefront and on your mind recently. There's a lot further you want to go, but that's the best part of this journey is we never really get there. But this is a good opportunity to recognize the foundation that you have built in your life, in the area that you're really focused on, and really celebrate where you've gotten. Now, Friday, we move this foundation energy. It moves from more of the physical area to the emotional realm. And here's what I've noticed about our emotions and our emotional foundation. It's so easy for us to start taking for granted everything that we have built for ourselves or everything that others have built for us. I don't know. It's just a human condition. All of us have to really keep our gratitude top of mind. So Friday, this is my reminder for you today. You've got a good setup in your emotional world. I'm feeling family, I'm feeling relationships, I'm feeling where you're at emotionally right now. But because you have such a good solid foundation there, it's going to be easier and easier for you to slip into ingratitude or taking it for granted or not recognizing what you already have. And again, yes, you're going to keep growing. You're going to keep getting more and striving for more. But take a moment Thursday and Friday to really understand what you have accomplished so far in your physical world as well as in your emotional world as well. So moving into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday are going to be really important for getting yourself grounded because you're going to need to prepare for the next week coming up, all right? So Saturday, take time, if at all possible, to go inward, to go into yourself, to spend some time by yourself. That's going to be really key if you can manage it. And if you can't get a lot of time by yourself, try just 10 minutes. Really just 10 minutes to just go in. You can do a little meditation, take a walk, whatever is going to get you inward and really grounded within yourself. And Sunday is another important grounding day. Get really solid on where you're headed. But by that I mean, get your feet locked in onto the earth. Really get your feet locked onto the earth, because come Monday, we're going to start walking into a bit of a storm, okay? And now this is a mental storm, but it is a storm nonetheless. Our minds are powerful, and our thoughts create our reality. And the tendency on Monday is going to be for your thoughts to go a little haywire and try and you're going to want to, there's going to be a tendency to self-sabotage. But that grounding that you do over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, is going to really help you walk through that storm, because your feet are going to be like a magnet on the earth, and you're just going to be able to walk through that. Okay, so that's the spiritual energies for the week. It's the week to get grounded, because next week is going to start looking a little bit intense, which we'll see when we dive in next week. Okay, so today we are covering the chakras. We are doing chakra overview. Most of us have at least heard of the chakra system in the body, and there's a lot of information out there on the World Wide Web about the chakras. But I really wanted to cover them here because I use them so heavily in my own work, and in my experience, there's still a lot of vagueness and confusion around this topic. So I'm thrilled to be able to dive in today. I welcome you to call in with your questions about today's topic. The number is 657-383-1895, and then press 1 to get on the show. So it looks like we do have somebody who's called in with a question already, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that caller on. Area code 505. Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Thank you.
Sure. What's your name?
My name is Patricia.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi.
What can I help you with today?
Well, my question is on the topic, and I wanted to find out if there's anything that I need to know. I have a sister in a nursing home, and she pretty much got kicked out because of her attitude. And I'm just, I'm wanting to distance myself from the situation. They haven't found her a place yet. I'm hoping they're going to. They did find one, but it was given to somebody else. And I'm just drained of energy dealing with the situation.
Right.
My question is, how's it going to fare out?
How's it going to fare out? Well, that's a really, how's it going to work out for your sister is what you want to know?
Yes.
In terms of where she's headed. So that's a psychic reading question, and we're not doing those on the show today. But since you called in, you're on the show, I want to go ahead and honor that. So I'm going to tune in for you real quick and see what we can find before I dive back into our topic. So just stay tuned real quick, Patricia. Let me line up for you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, so here's what I'm getting for you, hon, is there's more information coming for you that you don't have yet. So there's the decision that needs to be made with her, what's happening for her in this situation. I feel like there's something coming in. I feel it's coming in from the right side. So the right is the masculine center of the body. It's the projecting side of the body. So there's something coming to light from her. I feel like it's coming from her body, like she's going to speak or say, or something is going to come to light that is going to give you more information and more of an understanding of what needs to happen with her, and also really what has happened at the nursing home. I mean, her attitude is bad, but my feeling is there's something that precipitated that was not okay and not good, and there was a reason for her attitude and the way that she reacted and acted out the way that she did. So try and connect with her and communicate with her and drop into that heart space when you're talking to her. And I know you're exhausted and you just want to get through it and you want it to be done with. But if you can center yourself and get calm before you talk to her and really come in from that open heart, you can feel it in your chest. You can feel that space start to open up. That's going to make her receptive and make her able to talk to you. And once you get that information from her, then you're going to have what you need in order to help her get to where she needs to go. So you really need to have a conversation with her, but not in the typical way that you guys have been communicating, because it's so fraught and so exhausting and emotions are running so high, but really come from that open heart space to help bring her out of her shell, to give you the information that you need. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
And
good.
You were mentioning that things are going to. Today's a good day, but we got to brace up for next week.
Right. there's a storm coming next week, but today's a really good day to have that conversation with her because of that connection and communication. And tomorrow is also a good day, either today or tomorrow, because there's that asking for what you need and her being able to ask for what she needs. The energies are really good for that.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well, I'm glad I called in. That's what I needed to hear.
Good.
Thank
Excellent.
you
I'm so glad, Patricia. Thanks for calling. You have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay. We have one more caller. So once again, I'm not doing, I did do a reading real quick for Patricia because she called in. I don't think she had heard me say that I was taking questions on the topic today. At the end of the show, I will be happy to do more psychic readings after we cover the topic. But we do have a lot of material today, so I want to go ahead and dive into it. But I do have another caller in the queue. So if this is a question on the topic of chakras, I would love to speak to you. The area code is 416. Hi, 416. Are you there?
Yes, thank you. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks. What's your name?
My name is Yvonne.
Yvonne, hi. How are you?
I'm good.
What can I answer for you today?
Okay. I'm do a lot of light worker stuff. I feel like my chakras are totally opened, and I feel like I'm in alignment into creating something that I'm ready to create something now for the world to help open up more love and light on the planet. And I feel like I'm in alignment with my chakras as well to somebody coming in to give me a hand. What do you say to that?
So, again, that's a really good question, and it's a reading question, and I'd love to do a reading on you, Yvonne. But I'd like to do it after I cover the topic of the chakras on this show. But can you stay on the line, and you won't lose your place in line? But let me cover the chakras, and then I will come back to you and bring you on right afterwards, and we'll go ahead and we'll look at that. How does that sound?
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
Brilliant. So stay on. You're not losing your place in line. You're the first one on after I'm done with the overview.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. You're so welcome. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about the chakras. What are they? We're doing an overview, and I am going to go pretty in depth. Not as in depth as we could go. You could study the chakras for years, and just scratch the surface. They're a fascinating study. The chakras, what are they? They are energy centers in our body. They affect us spiritually, affect us emotionally and physically, and they affect us mentally. There are dozens of chakras in your body and energetic sphere, but the main 7 that I'm going to talk about today, they run from the perineum up to the top of your head. So these are the centers I'm going to focus on here. The word, I realized I didn't even know what chakra meant. Like, what does that even mean? So I Googled the definition, and it's Sanskrit for the word wheel. So Sanskrit, in case you don't know, is the language of the ancient Hindus. So it's a powerful, sacred language, and it encompasses the cosmic sounds of the universe. So this is a language that's no longer spoken as a common tongue, but the mantras and chants and common sacred symbols that you see and hear all over the place in cosmic shops and what have you, in the massage parlors, these are all in Sanskrit. Like that Om symbol that is so popular, that's the Sanskrit symbol for the cosmic sound Om. So the fact that chakra translates to wheel is really fascinating all by itself. So the wheel is the original symbol for the sun, and the sun is depicted as the solar cross, and that's an icon found in every single ancient religion across the globe. The solar cross is found everywhere. I mean, before we had any means of global communication, you find some variation of the solar cross in every ancient religion across the planet. So the solar cross morphed into the cross in paganism and is most widely seen in our modern culture today as the Christian cross. So even though the Christian mythology incorporates the cross as the symbol of Jesus' death, so it's also the symbol of his regeneration. And we take that Christian cross all the way back to its roots and we get the wheel, which symbolizes change, rebirth, growth. So death and rebirth, death and regeneration. So you can see how even our modern symbolism ties all the way back to these ancient symbolisms, and all the way back to the chakras, ancient Hindu energy systems. So spiritual workers are most familiar with the Hindu chakras, but again, you can find reference to energy centers throughout the body and these ones as well in many spiritual traditions and cultures, which I'm not going to go into right now because that's a whole show in and of itself. But these date back centuries and span the globe. So we all feel these centers. They come from everywhere. The chakras are the most commonly known. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. That's the box the container I'm going to address. So we all feel these centers, all of us. It's that pit of fear in your stomach. It's that when your heart is breaking, when your heart is singing. When you feel these emotions in your body, you're feeling them in your chakras, in your centers. So we all have some awareness of them, even if we don't have a good container to put them in. So let's dig into these power centers and let's learn how we can use them to our best advantage. So the root chakra. In Sanskrit, this is called Muladhara, and it means root support. So it's the element for the chakra is the earth. The chakra is located at the perineum or at the tailbone, if that's an easier location for you to visualize. So all the way at the bottom. So the color is red, and this chakra deals with security, feeling grounded, your fears, instincts, survival, family, tribe, and that groupthink mentality. So when the root chakra is happy and open in alignment, you feel grounded, you're in your body, you have a good ability to keep your physical body in good working condition. So you don't feel dogged with family issues. Even if you had a difficult upbringing, if this chakra is in full force and great operation, you're okay. The past is the past and you're moving forward in your day-to-day life. You're comfortable in groups, in tribal settings, and you can easily navigate those political situations. So whether that's at work or among your social tribe or what have you, this is not a problem. Manifest is easier for people with an open root chakra because you're not worried about survival. You can reach beyond your immediate needs. Now, when this root chakra is out of alignment or it's energetically blocked in some way, you find yourself running on what I call fear fumes. So you have this basic sense of insecurity in the world. It's like the ground beneath you just isn't stable under your feet. You'll have any issues from your childhood in relationship with your parents. They haunt you. They cause problems in your day-to-day life and in your relationships. You have a hard time fitting into social groups or staying fit into groups. So you may find that social dynamics tend to blow up in your face, and you'll feel like an outsider, not really fit in well to the group dynamic. So when the chakra is really out of alignment, you're in a near constant survival mode. So, stressed out about the next dollar, the next meal, the next anything that you need for basic survival, which keeps you really ungrounded and it keeps you exhausted. So, wealth and abundance seems completely out of reach because you're not even sure if you're going to survive, let alone generate wealth. So if you recognize yourself as out of alignment with this chakra to some degree, try not to let it add to your survival stress. Most of us have work in this area. So many of us have, many of us have a lot in this area. It's the human condition to be born into an environment that squeezes us into a box we don't fit in. So it's then our life purpose to release ourselves from that box and step into our full power. And that starts at step one. That starts at the root chakra. So if you want to do daily work with this chakra, focus on grounding yourself. Find some really good grounding exercises and something that fits and works for you. Ground yourself. Spend time in nature. That's a really good place for this chakra. Find time to relax, to meditate. And physical exercise is going to be great for you if you're having some problems with this chakra. So moving on to the sacral chakra. This is called Svadhisthana, and it means one's own base, and the element is water. It's located in the abdomen about 2 inches below the belly button, and so that's the womb area on a woman. The color for the chakra is orange, and it deals with sensuality and luxury and the divine feminine, sexuality, that sexual connection, being accepting and deserving and vulnerable, sensitive, creativity, all of that. So when the sacral chakra is happily in alignment, you're living the good life and you're feeling great about it. So you don't have guilt around good things coming your way. So this helps you stay present in the moment, enjoy your creativity, enjoy the little things and the sensuality that life brings you. You are authentically enjoying and immersing yourself in all the senses, the taste, touch, smell, your dreams, luxuries, sex, all of life's comforts and joys are really places that you enjoy and accept and live in. So you don't have a fear of showing your true self to anyone, be they family or strangers. You carry what I would describe as an air of experienced innocence. So you don't mind what people think about you because you know it doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect your experience. So when the chakra is out of alignment, you tend to oversensitivity and that rush style of living. So rushing from one thing to the next, boom, 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 boom. Issues around physical intimacy and sex can come to the surface and sometimes quite prominently. You can try and make up for perceived inadequacies in yourself by emulating that masculine energy, whether you're a male or a female. You can tend towards a miserly attitude, so you're penny pinching, you're not, spending on yourself, you're not spending on other people. You can find that you have financial blowouts though. So all of a sudden you'll be like, pinch, 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 pinch your pennies, and then you kind of explode, and then you end up spending a bunch of money on something kind of useless, useless luxury item, and then this makes you feel guilty, and then you tighten the purse strings, and that much more, and before the next blowout. So you have this push-pull between I deserve that and I don't deserve that. So since the sacral chakra deals with the divine feminine, most of us living in our society, the Western society, which is a very patriarchal society, so it's very masculine energy dominated. We're going to have issues with this area, whether you're physically male or female. So men, of course, are taught early on to be tough. Hold in your tears, don't cry, don't show vulnerability. That's not manly. And then women who wish to participate in our society in a role other than wife and mother, they're urged to put on this masculine costume, stuff your innate femininity and drive forward in a man's world. And at the same time, you got to be one of the guys, but maintain your awesome sex appeal. So good luck with that, right? So daily work with this chakra is just really to stay present. Try and enjoy a few moments out of your day completely without a thought for the next moment or the previous moment. So a really good way to do that would be to do creative projects, since this area deals with creativity as well. It's a great way to attain this state of just being in the moment. Even if you're taking 10 minutes to do something, draw a picture, write a poem, whatever creativity, whatever outlet way it comes out of you. So the next chakra is the power chakra. It's called Manipura in Sanskrit, and it means jewel city. The element for this chakra is fire. So that's located in the solar plexus. And the color for this chakra is yellow. And it deals with our personal power, how we show up in the world, that divine masculine, our self-confidence, drive, self-esteem, energy, the actions we take. So life is a pretty sweet deal when this chakra is doing well, especially in our culture. You'll show up in life with confidence and determination and drive, and you'll have energy. The chakra deals with masculine energy. So when the engine is running smoothly, that doesn't mean aggression, it means assertion. So assertion is diplomatic, it's calm, it's confident. Aggression, that's flailing, that's chaotic, it's angry. But when this chakra is in alignment, that action flows. Challenges are overcome with interest and determination, and people react really positively to your personal power. So you'll know when this energy center is out of alignment because you're struggling in your action. So when everything you do starts to feel sluggish and uninspired, there's a problem with your power center. When the energy is out of whack, your assertion turns one of two ways. You can be meek or you can be aggressive. So the meek presentation of the power center, it has us showing up as self-deprecating with low self-esteem, poor me, low energy. Aggression, the flip side of that, is high energy, but it's unfocused, it's hostile. So you're trying to strong arm your way through, but you meet a lot of resistance in your efforts, which just aggravates your aggressive impulses that much further. So if you want to do daily work with this chakra, once you've lined up with your integrity, really practice asserting your needs and desires. It doesn't mean they'll always be met, but you can practice, you can start asking for what you need. Tomorrow is a really good day to do that. So the next chakra is the heart chakra. And this is called anahata in Sanskrit. It means unhurt, unstruck, and unbeaten. How's that for nice? So the element for this chakra is air, and it's located in the center of the chest. The color for this chakra is green, and it deals with connection with others, joy, fun, love, relationships, dreams, gratitude. When your heart is energetically open, you go through life with a sense of wonder and genuine appreciation for the people in the world. So it's hard to sway your positive nature, your willingness to see the good in others. And when the chakra is open, you're going to find you're naturally feeling peppy, optimistic, and joyful. And one of the things that I really love about this, when the chakra is really kind of open, is like you fall in love easily, but you let go just as easily too, because you have just this innate understanding of both the permanence and the transient connection. So you naturally connect with others in the most genuine manner, and people can really feel your authenticity. So when this chakra is blocked, or more often I find it energetically protected, where you throw up your own wall over your heart and go, no, 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 no access granted, it becomes harder for people to reach you in a really real and genuine way. And when the center is really blocked, it can manifest as like a chameleon-like personality where you change your persona drastically so you can mimic the people you're around. So you're not showing up authentically. It also shows up as, of course, uncaring, cruel, cynical, pessimistic, or selfish, or any of those other undesirable qualities that we try and avoid. So as children, this center is naturally wide open. This is the physical location of our God self. Our divine essence is located in our heart center. That place of God, that's where we're born to live from. So it's through life's traumas, heartache, rejections, and grief that this center closes off over time, or we close it off because it's just too much for us to bear. So if you want to work on opening this chakra again with a more grown-up understanding of these life's difficulties, start to consciously look for the good in others. You know, when you meet somebody and they irritate you, pause and look for what's good about them. Start noticing their good qualities, because everybody's got them. Another way that you can do this is you can write a daily gratitude list. That really helps to open up this area as well. So the next chakra is the throat chakra. It's called Vishuddha, and it means especially pure. So the element is the ether. So that means it's space or emptiness. So it's a vague kind of element. As we're starting to enter into the higher realms here, and we're dealing less with the physical world and starting to deal more with the ethereal. So the location, of course, is the throat. The color is blue, and this deals with communication, speaking, writing, listening, your body language, being understood, intellect, and your critical thinking. With this chakra, when it's open and accepting, you'll find communication with yourself, with people in your environment, and with your higher power is effortless and invigorating. You'll be comfortable speaking in front of large crowds, writing for an audience, stepping onto the stage, communicating with your body, so like dancing, that's a part of this chakra as well. People who have a strong communication center, they're natural orators, they're storytellers, poets, and scribes. With the center in alignment, they're intellectually curious and love to explore theories and concepts outside of the explored area. Now, when this chakra is closed down, when it's clogged up, communication becomes difficult. It becomes hard to speak, hard to write, hard to listen, hard to be understood. It's a challenge to get your point across. Intellectual endeavors can feel exhausting, or they can feel boring. Writing feels like a chore. Public speaking is totally out of the question. There can be a real fear that people will react badly to what you say, because your experience tends to show you that what you say and what people hear can be two very different things. So in my experience, this is a chakra that many women need to work on routinely. There's a lot of many women have a lot of problems with this chakra. So even though it's not usually said outright to women anymore, there's often out in the world, there's an energy in our patriarchal, masculine-driven society that communicates, sit down and shut up, dear. Sit down and be quiet, dear. So I'm not blaming men for this. I'm not blaming anybody for this. At this point, it's almost entirely unconscious, and it's certainly not how it was. This is absolutely changing the dynamic shift, but it is still present in our world today. So according to a study done at Brigham Young University in Princeton, for every conversation that includes a man and a woman will speak only 25% of the words her male counterpart speaks. So a man dominates 75% of the conversation. And that's not anybody saying, you be quiet, I'm speaking because I'm the man. That's a block to throat chakra is what that is. And that's just what women tend to deal with because we get that message from media, sometimes from our families, and it's often passed to us unwittingly. Most of the men in my circle who I know would never think or dream of telling a woman, you're female, sit down and be quiet. But it's just very pervasive in our culture. So I see that a lot of women tend to have issues in this area. Well, that doesn't mean that men can't have issues in this area too. Speaking the truth is hard for anyone in our culture. We're very aware of the need to say the right thing in the right way to avoid negative reactions. So we're all aware of the spin, right, in most of our important life situations, whether it's a job interview or a dating. It's like, how do I spin this to look really good? And we are encouraged to do that in both of those two examples I gave, in a job interview and a dating. Don't show them who you really are. Show them what they want to hear so that you can land the job or land the date. And then we have a whole unraveling to do as we continue on this relationship. So daily work with this chakra is simply to speak your truth and speak authentically and avoid the spin. Show up as you are. And this can take some practice because we are not used to doing that in our world. That's a scary thing. But if that's the work you want to do on this chakra, avoid the spin. So the third eye chakra, we start to move into the higher realms here. The third eye chakra is called ajna in Sanskrit, and it means command. There's no element associated with this one because we're not in the earth plane anymore. This is located at the point between the eyebrows, and the color is purple. It deals with your spiritual sight, your spiritual wisdom, spirituality, your intuition, inner realms, and higher consciousness. So spirituality, it's an easy way of life when this chakra is operating at full force and it's happy and open. You feel connected to your own spiritual path. You can see people and circumstances more clearly for the spiritual experiences they are, rather than reacting to them from a place of insecurity. So this chakra deals with your intuition and your psychic energies. When this chakra is aligned, your intuition is stronger and you have an easier time trusting it. You're able to access higher consciousness through the day. The spiritual practice becomes essential to you. When this chakra is blocked, you lose touch with your spiritual self and associate entirely just with your physical body, your physical being. So you tend to ignore your intuition, and it diminishes over time. Your intuitive leaps are hard for you. You're much more comfortable in the world, so making lists, pros and cons choices, seeking advice from others rather than your own experience or intuition or from source. So you don't focus on your self-improvement or self-analysis. This chakra, a special note about this chakra, it deals with spirituality, not religion. So religion is groupthink stuff. That's tribal stuff. And that is really related to the root chakra. Spirituality is direct connection with the divine. So that doesn't mean that you can't have spirituality and religion. Religion can be a really good container for your spirituality. So you can absolutely have both. I just want you to be aware that the two are different energies and they're governed by different centers in the body. So daily work with the third eye chakra. So before looking around for a logical or intellectual explanation, try and look within. Just see what comes. And then when you're ready, act on what comes to you instead of the advice you get outside of yourself. So the final chakra of the seven is Crown chakra, and that's called Sahasrara in Sanskrit, and it means 1,000 petals. So again, there's no element associated with this because we're reaching into the spiritual realms. It's located at the very top of the head. The color is violet, and it deals with enlightenment and divine consciousness. It's the chakra for channeling and source energy, connection with God and your spiritual awakening. This is the most subtle of the chakras. So it deals with the formlessness, the formless divine that we all sense and put into all kinds of different boxes. But this chakra opens you up to spirit communication. It's the enlightenment chakra, and it opens you up to what the Hindus call samadhi, which is when you reach such an exalted spiritual state that you end up leaving your body. In terms of daily work with the chakra, continue working on the rest of your chakras. This baby opens up in its own time, all right? Don't worry about this one. It's doing its thing. So let's talk a little bit about healing your chakras, working with your chakras, working on not just in our daily life. You know, I gave you some tips on what you can do day to day to help work on these chakras throughout the day, but there's any kind of energy work that you do is going to be amazing for your chakras. Going to an energy healer is a wonderful, wonderful gift you can give yourself, and I highly recommend you do it. But if you're like me and like a lot of people, you know it's a wonderful thing and you can't wait to do it, and you just find yourself busy and not doing it. And, you know, so if you find yourself there, here's something that you can do for yourself that is really, really effective and will really help you clear out some of those chakras that are feeling clogged for you. And remember, every single one of us has blocks in our chakras. We wouldn't be having the human experience if we didn't. We're here to work through that resistance, work through that contrast, work through those blocks, and reach our spiritual self again. So the first step to healing your chakra is accepting where you are right now. So when it comes to chakras, like I said, we all have blocks and issues. That's okay, but we can change it. That's what we're here for. We're not here to sit in our issues, and we are here to accept it, but not to resign to it. There's a key difference there. So you can't change a thing until you accept it. Every block, bump, self-sabotage, less than endearing quality, it needs to be looked at square in the eye and seen for what it is. But do yourself a favor, take the judgment out of it, okay? Oh, look, my heart is all messed up. I'm not feeling very nice today because my heart chakra is all closed up because I'm really scared. That's okay. It is what it is. You're having a human experience. Now you've seen it for what it is and you've accepted what it is, and you can do something about it. So when I see energy blocks in the body, I don't see them as they are typically described. I see them more like muscle knots, which need to be worked out and the energy redistributed through the centers. Anything that doesn't belong in your body naturally moves out of the body when you complete the exercise I'm about to share with you, but most of the energy is your own, and it's all just balled up where it shouldn't be, causing constraints and reducing that divine flow. So here's the exercise I use myself all the time to great effect, and I use with my clients as well. And so the first thing I want you to do, if you're in a good space for this, go ahead and follow along with me, and we're just going to go through a meditation, a quick meditation. So the first thing you want to do is take 3 deep breaths. The breath is how you line yourself up for anything, for healing, for meditation, for spiritual practice. That's always where we start. So take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your abdomen, and then filling up your lung cavity. And then release your breath, squeezing the air out of your lung cavity and out of your abdomen. And then again, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now I want you to focus your attention on your root chakra. That's the red chakra. It's located at the perineum. Begin to feel the energy that's swirling in that center. Notice its texture. Notice any images, any impressions you receive when you focus your attention on this chakra. And if you can't feel it yet, that's okay. Just focus on that area. Use your imagination. Now take the energy in your root chakra and start to move it up to your sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is that orange one located in your abdomen, about 2 inches below the belly button. Let the energy move from your roots up to your sacral. Notice the energy in your sacral. Again, notice the textures, feeling, images, whatever comes to you, just good information. Now you're going to move that energy up to your power chakra, which is the yellow one at your solar plexus. Just repeat your intention to observe, note what you experience. Now move the energy to your heart chakra. That's the green one in the center of your chest. Sit there for a moment. And now move that energy up to your throat, which is blue, located at the throat. And now move the energy to your third eye, which is purple, located right between the eyebrows. And finally, move that energy up to your crown, located at the very top of the head, the violet color. feel any excess energy that doesn't belong in your body move out of your body and out the crown chakra. So now you've taken your energy and just distributed it along your chakra lines. Now I want you to take a moment, check in with your body. Where do you feel any blocks, any discomfort, anything plugged up, or any weirdness in any way? What areas? Those are the chakras that you feel right now that need your attention. That's where you're out of whack. So you can do this exercise starting with the chakras that are already plugged up, that need work. And you can move the energy down to your root and then up your crown. So for example, if you feel a block in your heart chakra, you'll focus your attention on the heart and then start to move the energy down to your solar plexus, then your sacral, then your root. And then you refocus your attention on your heart again and move the remaining energy up your throat, then to your third eye, then out your crown. Whenever you run into an issue or a negative feeling, you can check in with your body and feel which energy center is affected. You can feel your anxiety in your body. That anxiety is an energy block. So you do this exercise right then and there. When you feel that, distribute that energy out from that chakra down to the root and up to the crown, and it will clear out, and you'll be able to see your situation so much more clearly. It really works. It's a really magical exercise, and it's going to make a huge difference in your day-to-day life if you work this routinely. So that's the chakra overview that I have for you today. I hope that has been really informative and interesting for you. And now we're going to switch gears, and I would like to bring caller 416 back on the line. 416, are you there?
Hi, thank you so much.
Hi. You're Yvonne,
your call
right?
Was amazing. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yvonne, okay, great. Yvonne, can you repeat your question for me one more time, and I'll go ahead and tune in for you?
Sure. My question, I totally understand the chakra system, and I really appreciate how you explained it. That was so clear and awesome.
I'm so glad. Thank you for that feedback.
Yes. I feel that my chakras are totally in alignment, and I'm trying to create something and trying to create something where I can love and serve. And I also feel like I'm in alignment with somebody coming in to give me a hand at what I would like to do. So what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are woohoo. Go Yvonne. That's great. Here's where I'm feeling that energy taking place. I'm feeling it in your sacral. I'm feeling like this swirling going around in your sacral. So you're in the manifestation, you're in the creation phase, and you're going to get this being creatively because it's in your sacral area. I'm zeroing in on the creativity factor of the sacral chakra. So I'm feeling creative projects. And what I'm feeling is meeting people through creative projects, creative ventures, or no, not ventures, more appropriately, creative activities for fun. Do you like painting? Have you ever considered painting?
I don't really paint. What I am trying to do right now is I had a vision of a book cover. And I have the colors and everything, and I sat down. I'm not really a writer, but I sat down twice and I deleted it both times. I wasn't feeling in the flow. And then I tried it the third time, and it seems to be starting. So I thought, okay, I'll allow the flow with at least doing that. Every time I feel there's someone coming in to connect with me because I'm not much of a person to put it out there. I'm more of a person that, this is who I am and this is my authentic self, but how do I get it out there, right?
Right. And here's what I'm seeing for you. I'm seeing you meeting, sorry to interrupt, I'm getting the information, so I'm getting it out of my mouth before it goes away. What I'm seeing is like some kind of creative activity, like a class, like a learning is what I'm seeing. And I was feeling maybe sort of painting or something picture related, which book cover you say, that's interesting to me. And you're like kind of seeing the colors and everything. So maybe that's what I was picking up on, but some kind of activity around creativity. And that's where that energy is swirling. That's what I'm zeroing in on. So if you can see if there's any, you're a receiver is what you are. You're not the person to go out and like make things happen. That's not how you operate best. And that's okay. You know that. And that's a wonderful thing. But start to put that intention out there and just look around at what's around you. Look at classes or activities or learning opportunities. And I feel like this is where you're going to be able to connect with someone. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's,
okay.
Yeah, because I'm just kind of a loner. Like I could easily live with myself quietly in a space, but I really want to get my what I have to offer out there so I can help others. So it's that really is the challenge for me.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and I hear you and I feel it, and you're right. Somebody is coming, and all the activity I'm just seeing is just swirling around in that sacral. So start exploring your creativity and see where that leads you.
Oh, okay.
Learning
you know
more.
What? Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're so welcome.
I really. I know it's patience, right?
Yeah, which we're all so good at, huh?
Yeah.
It's never been one of my virtues.
I do have one more thing now that 2017 now, they talk a lot about Earth Star chakras and the chakras above the crown chakras. Do you delve into that too much?
I don't at this juncture. It's not something that I work with. I really stick with the main 7 chakras at this point. Now, being a light worker, being someone in this world, that it changes all the time, what we work with. But right now, the 7 chakras in the body are what I work with, especially in my work with people.
Okay. Well, I really
but
appreciate
interesting information. I'm making a note of it. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. Thank you for staying on the line. I'm happy to answer your question for you.
Your work is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. I really appreciate that. Much love to you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. So that's all we have for callers. Thank you so much for calling in today, Yvonne and Patricia. It was a pleasure to speak with you and answer your questions for you. Thank you, everyone, for listening in. What a pleasure it has been to share with you. I want to thank my producer, Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman of Goldilocks Productions. So without her, of course, the show would not be possible. Goldilocks Productions hosts a number of spiritual-based shows, and you can find the archives hosted on Spreaker.com. So the full URL is Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com/Goldilocks Productions. And that's GOLDYLOCKS Productions. So give us a follow there. Explore all of the fantastic content that Goldilocks Productions produces, and please share what feeds you. If you want to get in touch with me personally, you can visit my website at www.ingridhturner.com. That's INGRIDHTURNER.com. Learn more about me on that site and explore further spiritual musings, and you can book one-on-one time with me. So our next show is Tuesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. It's at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to talk about energetically protecting yourself while you're playing out there in spirit. Okay, so thanks again for joining me. I'm so looking forward to diving in again next week. Have a wonderful day.